Okay, so we got her slot 1. Now this is the showcase unit, of course. We've got the elusive, I don't even know her name. I'm gonna have to look her name up after I'm done recording this video, because she's a Dragon Ball Heroes unit. And I really don't, I think she's Towa. Is her name Towa or Mira? I think it's like Towa or Mira or something, like Dark God Towa. I really don't remember, but I know she's from the demon race. She's a buff directly to Lord Slug, right? I have compared her to, you know, Bojack's EZA, and, you know, in specific events, she could look better. She could perform better than Bojack. You know, let's say like Super Gogeta, right? She can outright just dodge his 4 million super attack, and that's something Bojack can't, right? So I'm not gonna sit here and say she's better outright than Bojack, but in specific situations, you know, she can perform at a very high standard, right? She can do what she needs to do, right? Like she's a dodge unit, right? I'm actually gonna go over her kit next rotation while we're doing those attacking turns, but she's really solid. She's basically a support unit that's dodging, right? Her stats doesn't really matter, and her passive stats don't really matter, because she's not one of those units that can like hang in there. Like, she may be able to take one normal from the biggest bosses, right? But that's it. Like, she's typically a dodge or die character, right? So you want to make sure to run her full dodge, and you want to make sure, you know, you're using her properly. I mean, that's really the only way you can run this unit. I mean, it's just full dodge. There's really no other options. But actually, yeah, let me pull up her kit right now, and then I'm gonna pull up on screen her kit, and we're gonna read it together. Okay, so like I said, I'm gonna pull up her kit. So hopefully you should see her kit on screen while they're actually doing the supers and stuff like that. I'm just gonna edit this part. I'm just gonna edit a clip in, but I'm also gonna read her kit right now from my computer. Okay, so actually her passive is attacking defense 200% plus an additional attacking defense 150% when performing the super attack. High chance of evading enemy's attack, including super attack, as a second or third attack on return, plus an additional chance of evading enemy's attack, including super attack, plus 5%, up to 15%. So her dodge stacks, right? It's like AGL UI Goku, but on a lesser scale. With each attack evaded, including super attack. All allies attacking defense 30% when there are 3 or more extreme class allies in the team. All allies attacking defense 15% for 2 turns after the character evades 3 or more attacks, including super attacks, in battle when there are another 3 or more extreme class allies on the team, once only. Plus an additional attacking defense 100% when performing a super attack. All allies key plus 2 and attacking defense 20%, and changes AGL key spheres to STR key spheres when all allies are in the Dragon Ball Heroes or crossover category. Category. So that was actually the entire rotation. We actually read through that perfectly on time. So this character is really good. She doesn't really have flaws. I mean, I guess you could say, well, her support is like really restricted. I mean, she does just support extreme class allies, as you read. I feel like she's good enough as a support unit. I think you know, you're not really gonna run her on her own team, right? I feel like this is a buff for Lord Slug in particular, right? You know, she dodges every time she dodges. So I mean, I wish it was more like UI Goku's. Like, maybe if it was a great chance, and then like, what if she had like the AGL UI Goku equivalent? Like, you know, she has 70% dodge, and then she builds up 10% dodge every time. I think she would be a little too good for a free-to-play unit, but I mean, still, she does. If she gets hit, she's gonna take a massive amount of damage, right? She only has the capability of dodging in slot 2 or 3, which is sort of a bummer, a letdown, considering she's not, you know, the best in the game. Like, why not just let her have it, right? I know that could be, you know, a little finicky with some people. I think it's pretty finicky, right? Like, it just doesn't even make sense. But if she's not in slot 2 or 3, she can have some issues. And, you know, I also can say, like, I've ran her a few times, you know, before this video, and she seems to have like a little bit of key issues, and that's to be expected. She's a heroes unit on a Lord Slug's team, right? She doesn't really link up well. So that's why it's like, even though in particular cases I'm like, as a free-to-play unit, she's above her level, right? She's definitely really good. But like, when I'm comparing her to like for an example, EZA Bojack, like, I can't necessarily call her better than EZA Bojack, even though she just can outright dodge the supers. It's like Bojack's actually a good fit for the team, right? With Lynx, you know, he's supporting as well. It's just nowadays it's harder to be like, I like to compare these two because it's like they're both main role is to support, right? You're not necessarily always gonna just transform Bojack immediately, right? Unless you're not running like Inhuman D's team, like you didn't build a team for him to be Guardian, right? Like he's not one of those units that like gets explosively better, right? If I'm running him, it's particularly for the support, right? And you know, he's not like, I have him on a team right here, right? I sort of just want to compare them like back to back, right? We actually shouldn't take much damage right here, right? How much damage does this do? 96k. Yeah. This is not a hard event by any means. But like, I just like to compare these two units and see what they're doing and how they're performing. Of course, his attack numbers are going to be higher. He's going to be defensively better when it comes to eating, you know, normals and supers, right? Of course, but the chance to just outright dodge, it's sort of like a compare and contrast, right? It's something that, you know, if you like, for an example, we're going to go into the Gogeta event later, and I'm going to show you what I mean. Because Bojack, he's dying every time from that 4 million super, right? While on the other hand, Mira, she just has the chance to, or I don't know her name, right? I don't really quite remember her name. Like I said, I'm gonna figure it out after. Actually, I could just look it up right now. Hold on. Let's see. Towa. Yeah, it's Towa. Yeah, it's Towa. It's not Mira. I don't know where I'm getting Mira from. I think that's like her brother or something. I'm not quite sure, but yeah, Towa. Who is actually using this super attack right here? Buhan or Butanks? Oh no, that's my Buhan. Okay. That it was just tongue twisting. Like, hold on, what's going on right now? I just feel like she's solid, right? For what she's doing and how she's performing, she's really good. She's solid enough. We just gotta normalize, like, you know, accepting the fact that free-to-play units, they're not, you know, they're never really going to be the best tankers, right? We have to accept that. But as long as, you know, they've got a defensive mechanic in there, like dodge. I think dodge for free-to-play characters is the best defensive mechanic because their stats are just way too weak for damage reduction and guard to even really play a factor in. Like, they'll still get crushed no matter what, right? I'm trying to think of like a free-to-play character that can really hang in there with big boss supers, and there's not really many. I think Bio Broly might be one of the only ones, right? And that's later on in a fight, right? You can still get clapped up. There's not, but as a free-to-play unit, like, just having dodge in your kit is really good. And she, you know, she can, you know, build up pretty easily. She's free to play, so everybody can get her at 100%. And, you know, full dodge, I mean, if that's the obvious kit, that's the obvious build, right? I also got to put her in slot 1. Yeah, we've got to put her in slot 1. We can't just, you know, put her in slot 2. Let's actually put her in slot 1 one of these days. I don't think it would be smart to put her in slot 1. Yeah, we can't put her in slot 1 right here. It wouldn't be smart. To be honest, I guess we could just pop this Lord Slug active right here. Yeah. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually finish off this turn right here. We're gonna play this turn out, and then we're gonna go into like the Gogeta event, right? I don't want to just, you know, baby her, put her in like a baby event. I want to see if, like, you know, she can handle the pressure of Gogeta like slot 1, right? I mean, of course, if she gets hit, right? But I just want to show you that she could actually be very, you know, good, right? She could just outright dodge the opponent, then just, right, do some, you know, tank. Like, I want to show her a scenario where Bojack would die, but, you know, she would actually live or survive, right? Because they both die from a super, but she has the chance to just dodge, right? I mean, if you're calling Bojack's hidden potential, you know, dodge, I guess he could dodge, but I mean, it's not much. He's only 69%, right? Even at 100%, bro cannot live Tech Gogeta, right? Turn 1. No, he just can't. But, you know, the possibility that Mira can is way higher for her to live, right? So let's see how she performs right here with all these attacks. Let's see how many dodges she can get. And then we're going to move on into the Gogeta event. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, she gets hit the 5th turn. All right, yeah, let's go into the Gogeta event. I'll just time skip you there. Okay, so we're back. It took me like really honestly a minute and 30 seconds. I could have just kept that in there, but I'm probably just gonna leave that out. So we don't even get her turn 1, right? Are we gonna get her turn 2? So let's sack Int Boo off. This is why Int Boo can be really good with this team, right? Int Boo can really put in some work, some pain, some pain, right? So let's go ahead and die right here. Let's revive. Yeah. This is exactly what we need from Int Boo. Because this is where he hits his hardest, right? You know, we just can skip this turn. We're going to have, what, Mira in slot 2? We're going to have Mira, right? She better not have been slot 3. She better not have been slot 3. I'm going to be quite pissed off. Okay, yeah, cool. All right, we're in there. So, of course, we can't put her in slot 1. I actually have a feeling we're going to put her slot 2. Let's put her slot 2. I have a feeling he's going to super. I have just a huge feeling he's going to super in one of those attacks. I don't even know if Lord Slug, maybe if he got 3 supers and he built up, like he got those defensive stacks from his passive and, you know, the defensive buffs from his super attack, maybe he could survive. Maybe. But I know Bojack in this situation, if he supers Towa, he can't live. Even on turn 2, he just can't live. Of course, she can't either, but she's a dodge unit. So let's go ahead and see what she's doing right here. Let's see this right here. Okay. Yeah, she dodges. That's really all we needed to see, right? Can she, like, she's shown her usefulness, right? Right. There's a lot of units on this team that would have died from that attack. Immediately. Janemba, he wouldn't have died. I think Boo Tanks would have died for certain. We would have took a considerable amount of damage with Tech Broly. Int Boo, we know he would have died. Yeah, I think Lord Slug, both Lord Slugs probably would have died, right? And we don't have to use, matter of fact, that's really all I need to see from this unit, right? I'm gonna go ahead and play out this event. I guess I'll 2 times it. But so far so good, right? I like what I see from her. Okay, so now that we're back on rotation, let's see if she dodges or if she dies, right? She has the potential to fail us, but she did what she's shown me everything I needed to see from her, right? If we don't get lucky and we don't dodge right here, I'll be perfectly fine. Janemba took more damage than I was actually expecting. I thought it would eat it better, or just outright dodge, right? He took a considerable amount of damage, but that just goes to show you how hard Tech Gogeta can hit. I mean, he would have ate that way better if he got off his additionals first. And I don't know. We know Buhan. We don't have to worry about Buhan. He'll actually die if he gets hit from a super as well. Even though he's guarding, he has a high chance to just outright dodge, right? So, godly, come on, Buhan, hurry up. All right, there we go. Yeah, we just attack break, and okay, we got hit, but that's all I really needed to see from her. I mean, she performed well above her pay grade, right? She's a free-to-play unit. I'm not expecting too much from her, but I think she's a really solid unit. I think she has potential, right? And she's a demonic power category ally, right? So it's helping Lord Slug get that condition. So Bojack doesn't and she does. So I'll just catch you in the next one.